So you are in the second floor. The families that we're going to do, guys, if you go insert, load families, when you go to load families, you're going to go to the instructor folder, and you're going to find a couple of families I would like you guys to pay a lot of attention to. If you go to instructor folder Revit, there are two locations with a lot of good stuff. If you go to Revit Families 2011, you're going to find the low voltage stuff that we did for the commercial project. So if you click on low voltage, here's all the stuff that we did for the commercial project. Feel free to use them. For example, horn strobes, smoke detectors, manual pull stations. What else do we have here? Speakers, strobes, timbre switches, duct smoke detectors. Almost all the smoke stuff that we did for the last project are here. So feel free to load these. So that's what I would like to do, guys. So what I would do, I don't know if it's going to take us too much or not. I would like to highlight the first one, pick the last one, and load them all, so they can be available for you to install. So let me go. So I picked all the stuff that we did in last quarter. These are last commercial project. A lot of stuff, guys, is very good families that we can use. Very good families that we can use. Yeah, 2011. Revit Families 2011. Low voltage system. Click on the first, hold shift, pick up the last, and that will pick up all these families for you. You load them into the project. That's the first thing I would do. Load all these families in the project. So when we're looking for a smoke detector, you can have an option of multiple smoke detectors that you can put in there. Here's what I would like you to do, Tal. First, you go to this families. If you can't find what you're looking for in this family, then we're going to go to the industrial project families in a second. So I loaded all of them. Just to give you an idea where they go, guys, if you remember what we did in the commercial project. If you minimize this and go to families, if you go to families, we at the bottom, and you want to go to, let's just go because we're doing fire alarm system. Okay, we're here, fire alarm devices. If you click on fire alarm devices, now you have multiple fixtures. You have duct smoke detectors. So for duct, you have flow switches. You have the horn, type 1. We have pull station. We have smoke detectors, a dual technology smoke detector. We have a strobe, and we have a timbre switch right under the smoke detectors. Can you guys verify that you picked all these under smoke detector families? And by the way, I am under way at the bottom where it says families right here. If you click, when you load them up, if you go all the way, there should be fire alarm equipment should be loaded for you under fire alarm. Then if you go to fire alarm devices, yep. And if you go under security devices, can you guys click on security devices? You should be able to go do, because we're going to do security, door contacts that we did for the commercial project, glass contacts, motion detectors, security keypad, and the speaker for that's the speaker that we did for the fire alarm system, for the security system. Telephone, if you go to under telephone, guys, you should be able to find telephone outlet. You have a plain public wall, and you have telephone outlet data. That's the telephone outlet data, that the combo phone data. So the phone data outlet, everybody can verify that you got all these from the project that we did in the commercial project. That's what I would start. Okay, I don't know what else we did. We loaded fire alarm devices, so I'm just going to make sure that we verify at least the families now. We have annotation that we will be doing annotation for these babies. Here's data device annotation, communication annotation that comes with it. Okay, so do me a favor. Can you guys give me thumbs up that, Chad, we loaded all the families that we did from last project? Can I have thumbs up from every team?
We just loaded the fire alarm stuff.
Yeah, but just that later on we're going to do the same thing for power and same thing for lighting, but we're doing.
Yes, if we loaded it all.
Yeah, but let me.
Sure what you're asking.
Did you load the low voltage for 2011?
Yes.
You're good. Okay, let's go one more time, guys. Load families, please. Go load families and go to the instructor folder. Always it's nice to load all the low voltage families. So Revit, and when you go to Revit this time, The first time we loaded the low voltage, guys, from the 2011, Revit Families 2011. This time I would like you to go to Revit Families Quarter Industrial. Okay, if you click here, the way we did these, guys, is communication devices. This one is very important. Everybody's there. If you guys want to see where I am right now in terms of loading, if you expand my view here, I am under Instructor Revit Families Quarter 6 Industrial Project Communication. Cool. This is the cable tray that you need. You need this cable tray families. You are required by the description to build a cable tray. Can you guys see? Oops, I don't want to do that. Chad, did you do that for me, Chris? Let me go back one more time here, all the way instructor folder, Revit. I'm going to go to industrial, and I'm going to start with my, where was I? Communication devices. Okay, can you guys see what? Don't load it. Okay, trying to get you. All right, I'm going to eventually load them. So why don't we go there and load them? Okay, so let's go to, again, Revit, Industrial. I'm going to grab the, under Communication, grab the first one and hold Control, the last one. So should pick all of them. I'm sorry, Shift. Grab the first one, hit Shift, Group Select. So I'm group selecting all of them. Are you guys group selecting them all? Group select them all and hit Enter. So I loaded all the stuff that I need, guys, for I loaded all the stuff that I need for the communication devices. Now, do me a favor, and I apologize before I start with this. There are multiple families that we used over the years, guys, multiple families. So when you are doing communication, could you please look at the communication devices that you have? For example, you're looking at right now here as a floor, data, phone. That would be a great family to put if you have a floor, data, and phone in one location for a desk. So please look at them and choose the best one. I direct you guys, the best families are the one that we used here, but there's a combo of a bunch of things. So please look at them. You might have multiple options to use. If you use not the wrong one, different option, I'm not going to be that mad, but try to find the right communication device when you pick them. That's why I'm picking them all. So I'm loading the communication devices into my project. Cool. Can I have thumbs up that we loaded the communication devices? We are a mile ahead of you, Chad. Cool. Okay. Communication devices. All right, so I'm going to go load the families. So when I'm looking at something, at least, okay, let's go load one more time. Load, insert, load families. Let's go load instructor folder, and I'm going to go Revit, and I'm going to go industrial again. So I loaded the communication devices. Let's go to the data. The data has some good families that we developed over the years. Here's the data racks. Remember, Nick, we were talking about the racks that you installed. Here's a nice data rack with an outlet for it. Telephone pole, service post, telephone device, and a voice device. So do me a favor, grab this one, grab all these, 3 of them, and load them. Load these data equipment devices. Did you guys load them? Okay, great. Let's go. So we're loading families. We're just putting families into our project first. Okay, let's go one more time. So I loaded the communication. I'm going to be doing this fast, guys, because you got the rhythm of it. My advice is to start always by loading the families so you know what you're doing. So great here. Let's go here. So I loaded the data. I'm going to go to fire alarm. Can you see where it says fire alarm, guys? I'm going to go to my fire alarm. I have a couple of generic fire alarm devices, strobes. Now, this will be repetitive to what we've done in the past, guys. So don't sweat it too hard. Horn strobes, and so forth. So I'm going to go grab the first one and the last one and load all the fire alarm families that came from this. So I'm loading all the fire alarm families. So you're going to have multiple options as you start loading them. Are you guys following me? Loading the stuff? Okay. So if you're ahead of me, go back down again to anything low voltage. We're going to load it. When we do lights, we're going to do the same thing, guys, for lights. Load as many families as you want, so have it ready. Then you have a lot of options to pick from. Okay, so let's go back again to instructor folder, and where am I here? Revit and families. Okay, let me see if I can load. So we loaded the fire alarm. We have security system. Can you guys see the security system here? So I'm going to go grab my security system, see what I have. I have security ceiling, security device, and we have two security devices. So why don't we grab these under security systems and grab them? Just an advice from Chad for security systems, guys. The one that we used in a commercial project was the best, to tell you the truth. We use a security system for a commercial project, especially security. They were the best. Load again. So what am I missing? I got my security system. I got everything. Let's go to the instructor. Did we miss any? Revit. Let's go to industrial. Okay. Later on, when we do lightning, Chris, we're going to pick up this lightning rod. Right now, we're not doing lightning. There's a lightning rod here. We have mechanical equipment, lighting devices. We're not doing it right now. Fire alarm, communication. I'm going to go to annotation. Annotation. We have a lot of annotations, guys. Circuit panel, GFCI. This is all the annotation that we use for this project. Eventually, you would be using some of them. So I'm not going to load any at this time. So, okay. So I think I loaded enough to get me into the security. But as we move through the lighting and the power, I want you guys, very, very important to load these families in the order that I showed you, or in any other order. But you go to first to 2011, let me go back, load everything in 2011 right here, and then go to industrial project, load all the families for this particular system. Can I have a thumbs up, Chad? We know how to start at least loading the families. Cool? Yes, everybody's good with loading families? Okay. So we loaded all the families that we want. Go back. Okay, so I'm going to start. So if you guys go down here to the families, the first thing you need to see when you go under fire alarm, so you're going to have fire alarm generic. You can look at the stuff that you have, generic device, horn strobes, anything. Let me give you a hint. Can I give you a hint when you read these? Because you're going to find tons of devices. Anything that say DCT, that was generated for the industrial project. Can I have thumbs up? If you see a device that starts with DCT, done with Recursive Technology, these are the devices that Mishad developed for us for the industrial project. Feel free to use them. Anything that doesn't have DCT, they came from the library and we use them in the commercial project. So if you guys like the one that we use in the commercial project, stick with it. So for example, I have duct smoke detector. Here's the duct smoke detector that we use in the commercial project. Flow switch, we have the flow switch that we use in a commercial project. Pole stations, we have a pole station that we use in a commercial project. Smoke, all these are dual technology smoke detector that we use in a commercial project. So we have a lot of options. So you don't get confused, one more time, anything they have DCT, these are developed directly for which project? The industrial project. Cool? Okay, so this is under fire alarm system. Let me go under the same thing, guys, for power as you pull the power. If you go under security system, same thing. Here's the stuff, anything DCT was for the industrial project. Here's the door contact. You can see there isn't a whole lot of stuff. Glass break that we used, motion detector. Here's what I want to advise you. For the security system, use the ones that we used in the commercial project. Can I have thumbs up? We got that, Chad? Okay, so here's all the devices that you have. We have fire alarm, what else? Communication. Let's go all the way to communication devices. Here's all the communication devices that you need. This is very important because you guys are going to be building a cable tray. So here's a cable tray section. You're going to be building a cable tray for the low voltage. We did not use these in the commercial project, so you have to use the DCT ones. Here's a section. That's a 10-foot section that you can stretch. Here's another a cross. So if you want to cross one of these, here's your cross. Go to multiple direction. You can use the sample, see how they did it. You can build a cable tray system, and that's required to do so. All these cable tray systems that you guys are going to be building right in here, elbows, and so forth. All of them are under communication. If you go down, you're going to have also voice and data, a lot of voice and data stuff and so forth. So this is communication. Let's go to data devices. If you go to data devices, you're going to find the data devices that just one plain data device that we use. So probably you're going to end up with a lot in a lot of application under communication, and you're going to end up with for data I would be using voice data right here. That's my choice, voice data. So that will get your phone and data in one. Okay, can I have a thumbs up that we know how to look at these families first before we start placing them? Cool? Okay. All right. So now how to place things. I want you to place things, guys. You need to be on the description, page 6, right? The description. You have to be at page 6. So we start doing a few things here. Page 6. I'm going to start with system number 1, 1.12, paging. Can you guys, are you all at 1.12 paging? That says paging. 1.12 paging. 1.12 paging. Okay. Okay, everybody, you guys are there. So what they're asking us to do, there, no? Everybody at this page? Okay, here's what I want you to do. It says provide paging system throughout the building, okay? So right underneath it says provide interface for the telephone tie. That's, you're not going to do anything other than a keynote that says paging system shall be interfaced with the phone system. Item number C, provide recessed speakers in finished areas. Do not include private offices. Everybody can read that. So we need recessed speakers, recessed speakers in every area except the private offices. Okay, can you do me a favor? Right next to this, minimum of 2, every area. Can you guys write how many of them do you need? Can you guys write into item number 2, minimum of 2 speakers? 1.12C. 1.12C. Item number 2 was gone. 1.12C. Can you guys write minimum of 2? And the distance, now at least 2, and we're going to place them actually 20 feet on center. 20 feet on center, minimum of 2. That's your placing criteria. So when I say 20 on center, guys, you're going to put the first one here, 20 feet, the second one from every direction. From the wall, go, if you put the first one here, from the wall 10 feet, in between 20 feet. 20 feet on center. Every area that needs a speaker, you have to have at least 2. Who cares? That's recommendation from people who do the speakers. You have to have at least 2 speakers. Cool? Everybody got the criteria. Okay, so these are recessed speakers. Provide speaker horn in the equipment area. So the equipment area, guys, which is in this case, that's going to be that area here. We need, because the equipment is so loud, we need a horn speakers, not just the speakers in the ceiling. Okay, so that's a speaker system. The only thing you need to provide for the speaker system is 2 things. 1 speakers in the ceiling and 1 set of speakers in the ceiling in finished areas except private offices, and 1 in the manufacturing floor, 1 in the equipment area. Equipment area, that will be the manufacturing floor. That will be also the mechanical rooms, all the mechanical rooms, manufacturing equipment area, any mechanical rooms basically, and manufacturing floor. Okay. So if I'm to go, so I'm going to go drop. Can you guys see with this speaker? Everybody can see this speaker. I'm under, just to give you an idea, where communication, the speaker, ceiling. Everybody can see that? So I'm going to go drop the ceiling and see. Can you guys say I'm holding a speaker in my hand right here? One more time. You can do it many ways, guys, but what I like to do is I like to, because there's so many devices, go under communication right here. See where it says communication? Click under communication. I'm looking for a speaker. Fortunately, there's a speaker ceiling right here. That's the closest to what I need. Grab it, and you're holding it in your hand. Now, the problem is, I don't know what the height is going to be, so I have to decide the height. So if I could drop it right here, I'm in the upper floor here, guys. So I'm going to go drop mine right in here. Here's my speaker number 1. I'm going to go drop the speaker number 2 20 feet away from each other, and you can measure the distance between them. Before I do that, so I drop, hold on about the distance. You can adjust the distance, but I'm dropping 3 speakers in this area, 3 speakers in this area. The challenge that I have right now is I don't know what height are they sit at. I don't know what the height. Did you guys drop 3 speakers? Or 1 speaker at least to play with? Right now, if you click on one of them, it says hosted to level 1. I bet you it's going at 0. So mounting height should be 8 feet. So just to give you an idea, I'm going to go view. Do me a favor here. I'm going to go section. And I'm going to go look at the section, make a section, and see what's the height of these ones that I dropped. Just because I'm not familiar with it. Click on the section. Can you guys see where I dropped my speakers? Everybody can see where they're dropped? They're dropped right, just probably 2.5 feet above the floor. So I need to drag them and put them right in the ceiling. Right in the ceiling. Can you see where I dragged them and brought them right in the ceiling? Okay, so it's offset. Can you guys see where it says offset 6 feet? It seems if we offset them 6 feet, they will be right in the ceiling. One more time. I'm going to go back to where I was in the electrical, second floor, power. I was in second floor, low voltage. Okay, I'm right here. I made the section to make sure where I am here. To see if I'm click on that one right now. Can you guys see the offset is 6 feet and a couple of inches here? 6 feet and a couple of inches. Let me just make the offset 6 feet and see what we can have. So if you put offset 6 feet and enter and apply,
What do you have for a height?
that's the height. When I dropped it, I put offset 6 feet. Click on that one. Let me see where it's located. Right here. If you guys, when you drop them, if you don't. Here's the deal. Don't ask me why.
There's a thing that says height, and then there's a thing that says offset.
Offset it. It's attached to level 2, but we're going to offset it above level 2 6 feet. Cool.
Oh, yours doesn't have a mount height.
Okay. So because you're not, did you drop it in the ceiling?
Okay, the same thing you did.
Okay. Were you able, hold a second, Chris. Were you able, everybody able to drop one and offset it 6 feet to show? Okay. So that's my low voltage. Let me just go look at your sitting, Chris. If you go look at this, you're sitting. Let me look at the view that you have. I'm looking at floor plan, low voltage. Can you guys, Chris, can you go to view range and look at your view range sitting? What's your sitting for the view range? Does it look like this?
How do you get
Okay, you're going to go right here under property, all the way, scroll down under property, all the way to view range. What's your view range, guys? Everybody has the same view range like I do? Level above, it's cutting at 4, associated with 4, and width as 0 at this time. Cool?
What's your bottom say?
Bottom says 0.
No, it says here level 5.
Associate level 2. What does yours say?
My height's important.
Oh, the cut. I was talking about this one. Okay, you guys have the same setting. Can I have a thumbs up if you guys see what I see? Is your view like mine? Because your view depends upon how you set the view range or how the view range is set for you. Can you have the setting of your view range like this, at least for now, until we drop the stuff and then we adjust it? Cool? Tao and Ashley, are you guys good? William, Jackson, Rob, Phil, Dustin. I can't blow it. Oh, I can't blow it higher than that, Dustin. Okay? Yes, sir.
You want to set the offset to 10 feet,
Up here on this range. Yeah, I will do the offset a little bit so I can move away from the 10 feet. Hold on that 1 second. Yeah, I will adjust this one, guys, after I drop my stuff for you. But if you have we're gonna adjust these a little bit so we can get the 6 feet away. Okay. Now, can I get you guys, when you drop them, I have my speaker number 2. I'm going to go right here, Chris. I'm going to offset it 6 feet. And off it goes. I'm going to go. And then when you drop anything in the ceiling, just offset this one for me 6 feet, will you? 6 feet. And off it goes. So all my speakers, if I click on them, guys, right now, double click on the view, all my speakers are in the ceiling. All my speakers are in the ceiling, as they should be. Okay, if I click on the view, all my speakers are in the ceiling. Now remember, you can adjust them. So do me a favor, as you go through, always have a section, especially when you drop things in the ceiling, and look at it in a 3D. If it's not the right height, just grab it and adjust it to the right height of the ceiling. It's not a big deal. Okay, let me go back to where I was. I was right here. Okay, so I dropped a couple of speakers right here. A couple of speakers in this area. Now, if I'm to drop another speaker, guys, in this area, I personally would go to my communication. Remember that? Come. Okay, here you go. Devices, Playin Communication. I have my speakers here. Voice speaker, ceiling speaker right here. I want to grab my ceiling speaker, and as I grab the speaker, I can before you drop it, you can adjust it to 6 feet. Now that we know it's 6 feet. Right, and start dropping your speakers into the whole area here. I can drop my speakers, move away here, and drop my speakers, and you guys measure the distance between them. I think I'm putting a lot of them here. So you can drop your speakers in the different areas. Here you go, here, and you can move them away to reflect what you want. And they're all coming at 6 feet. Can you see how when you adjust it as you drop it, they're all coming offset it at 6 feet. Here you go. Here's another one. So I have all my speakers, and they are all set at 6 feet. Now there's a lot of speakers. If you click on one of them, guys, you can measure the distance between. Oops, cancel. You can measure the distance between them. As you have done in the past. So here's the 24 feet. What did they say the speakers have to be? 20 feet. So what do? You move it a couple of feet to this side. So you can measure the distances. If I were you, I'll start with one at 10 feet from one corner. So measure the distance from here to here, 10 feet, put the first one. Then measure the distance between them, 20 feet, and grid it 10 feet from the wall, 20 feet in between, all across. Done. Any question, guys? Okay, so that's it comes. If you click on this one, I think the tag, I can't remember what the tag is coming. Mark, I think we're gonna call it S speaker. I think that's where the tag coming from. No, I lied to you. I just want to see what the tag this tag is pulling. If you go edit families, you don't have to do that, but just someone look at click on this. What is this pulling from? Edit label and see what this label. This is circuit number. It's allowing a circuit. We're not going to circuit them, guys. A 24 system. We're not going to circuit them. I'm okay with the speakers just like we did in the past. We did here. You don't have to have a tag next time. So I'm okay with not having a tag. So okay. So what I want you to do, if you come over here, delete the tag. You're done. Just delete. S will stand for speakers in the ceiling. Done. All what I need you to do is base them 10 off the wall, 12 in between, grid them in the area that required. Done. Any question, guys? Okay, let's go to smoke detectors. So here's the speakers in the ceiling, and you guys can do the rest. Let's go to let's do something in the wall. Let's just so the horn speakers, there was a horn speaker, guys. I don't know, I can't find it here that you can put it in the wall, but here's what we've done. Speaker device, voice data. How did that look like? This is not what I want. What we have done in the past, guys, it says, oops, it says speaker. Let me see this device, communication device. What we have done in the past is we use any of these communication devices basically to get me Ceiling communication device. Here's what we use for clocks, by the way. This is the ceiling clocks that we use. And this is the device that we use, communication device. Let me see if that's a wall. Yeah, this, can you guys see that one? You go communication. This is what we use for clock. So let's just do a clock. I'm under communication. I need to put a clock. So I'm holding a clock in my hand. And the clock that they want us to do, guys, if you look at the clock system, provide 15 clocks in manufacturing area, 12 clocks in office, labs, and support area. Here's a lab. So what I would do for a lab, I would go drop the clock right here. It says offset 6 feet. It comes offset at 6 feet. Can you guys see that? The offset right here, it says 6 feet when you drop it. So if I come over here and put one clock right in this area, offset at 6 feet, that's good enough. Here's my clock in this area. If I want to go adjust it to go in this wall, I can drop another one in this wall. And here's another offset is 6 feet. Here's another clock here. And so 2 clocks is good enough in this open office. If you now, how many clocks do I need? A big office like this one, it's really judgment here. How many clocks? I think if you put 2 clocks, one in every wall. If you don't know, put one in a lab like this. Probably we put 2 is good enough. In a manufacturing floor, we put 1 in every floor, in every wall, because it's big. So I dropped 2 clocks. I drop 1 clock here. Can you guys see that? 1 clock right in here. I dropped my clock. 1 clock in this area. And I dropped another clock in the other area. Communication device, clock. That's a symbol that we use for clocks.
How do you know? The one I have doesn't say clock. It shows.
Yeah. If you don't know, can you see where it says communication devices? Go all the way to says DC communication devices. Communication device. You drag it, and when you hold it, it looks like this. Okay, so go to. Are you in the right location?
Sure thing.
Okay, undo under communication devices.
Communication devices, DCP communication device, subcategory DCP communication device.
Okay, there's 2 of them. There's one, the ceiling. This is ceiling 1. If you want to put a clock in the ceiling, and the other one above it, mounted. It's like a mounted this way. It could be a communication device. It could be anything. In this case, we're using it. So we're going to use wall clocks, though, because they say wall clocks. So this is the one that we're going to be using.
Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to it doesn't do it. It's not hosting. It's not hosting to the wall.
It's not.
Our view range is set correctly. Yours is set incorrectly.
Okay. Okay.
So yours is showing
The lower level. Yeah, I'm going to reset it. Okay. How many of you guys can see the clock when you drop it? Can you anybody drop the clock and they can see it? Tao, can you guys see it? Okay. Can you guys see it? Okay. Rob? Yes, no? Can you guys see it? Okay. If you can't see it, it's a matter of how you set your cutoff. As long as we're on it, let me show you. Okay, so before we go, it's just a matter of guys sitting up. It will show up, I guarantee you. Any question about dropping these devices? When you drop a device, do me a single favor. When you drop it, please look at the height of that device. At the height of that device. Let me see if that device it might not be actually at the right height here. So look at the height of the device. So we might have to move them. And if it's the wrong device, flip this. Okay, I'm gonna drag this and go look at my clock, guys, and see if it's the right height. Otherwise, I'm gonna move this. Here's my clock. I'm gonna go look at my clock and look at the height of my clock. Here's my clock, right? I'm just gonna drag it. I don't care anything about other than my height of my clock here. Click here, double click here. Let me see if my clock is located. Where's my clock? Okay, let me see this one. Communication device. It's set at this height. Let me see. This is my, so almost sitting at the ceiling, almost. Let me see if it's the offset is 6. Yep. Can you see, guys, where the communication device is? If you want to lower it, it seems it comes at 6 right into the ceiling because of the setup. I can lower it, put 4 here, and drop it down, and it will drop it down 4 feet off the ceiling. So it comes at 6. So do me a favor, guys. You might have to look at them in 3Ds. Look at them in 3Ds. So if you click on that baby, if you come over here and measure the distance from here to here, I have right now, I have him from the floor almost 7 feet. That's not bad for a clock, 7 feet off the floor. So when you put your clocks, please, it seems the offset of 6 that comes, it doesn't work good with it. So offset them at 4 feet. 4 feet. Okay, so let me go back to my question here. Okay, any question, guys, about the clocks and the speakers? When it comes to the smoke detectors, it's going to be the same way. When you drop the smoke detectors, the same way. Now, if you're, when it comes to the smoke detectors, also it's going to be the same way, guys. The smoke detectors, we're going to grid them at 30 on center. Remember how we did a square foot of 30 on center? Or 22 radius for smoke detectors. Okay, let me ask, any question about dropping the devices? If you drop when you drop the device, please have this view handy for you, and have this 3D view handy for you. I mean, this section, and just look at the first one you drop. Make sure it's in the right location. Clock, for example, should be 6 to 7 foot above the finished floor. Everything in the ceiling should be in the ceiling. Let me drop one device here, one more device, and then I'll get back to you, my friend. Let me drop, I want to drop communication device right in here, in this room. Communication device. Let's go to communication device. I'm going to use, guys, voice data. The not floor one, this one. This is voice data combo. That's the easiest way to do. If under the same device, grab it. I'm grabbing a voice data outlet, so I'm going to go adjust it in my hand. And I'm going to go drop it right in here. The challenge, it comes a 6 foot offset. Well, 6 foot offset, offset it as 6 feet. If you, I'm going to go drop it right. Let me just drop it down where I can see what the height is going to be, right? I'm going to drop it right in here so I can see the height. So drag it here. I want to drop it right here so I can see what the height is. Okay. I dropped my device. I'm going to go see the height. Here's the communication, phone data, right? Let me just go click what the height was. Offset is 6 feet. Let's look at it. 6 feet is going to put my device. Look where my device is going to be. This is my communication. Oh, no, that's my communication device. Where's my little baby here that I dropped? Voice data. Look at where the voice data is located. I'm going to go offset this one. I thought yesterday we offset it at 4 feet, so let me see 2 feet and see if, okay. Coming from level 1, let me see if I put 0 offset. Where would that get it? There you go. So if I offset at 0, if I'm going to go calculate the distance between it, I have 2.5 lux, 3 feet. 3 feet for my devices, right? 2.5, 2.9. So if you guys put it offset 0, that should, this particular device should be set at 2 feet, 9 inches, good enough. If you want to lower it down, you have to go into minus. With -1, it will lower it now. Okay, can I get you guys to do one thing? Before you drop the device, first drop it, look at it in 3D, make sure it's set like if it's a device receptacle between 2 to 3 feet is a good application for anything that's going to be in the wall. And then you use the same formula, like in this one here, my offset is 0 for these devices. And so here's my clock. Can you guys see my clock is almost 7 feet? My phone data is set at 3 feet, close to 3 feet, 2.9. And my speaker is actually up in the ceiling as it should be. So now, and you can see what the offset for each one of them, 6 inches. For that one, this one, my offset was 0. This baby My offset was 4 inches, 4 feet. Okay, so lighting, low voltage devices. Any question, guys? So I have my phone. What I suggest, guys, to use is use the phone data. Dustin, does it work for you? Okay. Now, let me go back. Any question about, so we put a device in a wall, and we put a device in the ceiling. That's it. That's the really, any device that you need has to be either in the ceiling or in a wall. Either in the ceiling or in a wall. Let me just go back to adjusting what Nick was saying. As the, can you guys see that the bottom is also shown here? The bottom, the upstairs, everything in the bottom floor is shown in the top floor. That's kind of confusing. Let me just get you guys to come over here. Okay, and go to view range. Can you guys go to view range? View range, what we did yesterday, if you put your cutoff at 4 feet, 6 feet, and we, let me just try that one before I do it. And 4 feet, we did 4 feet here and offset 2. I think that's what got us to get rid of all this junk at the bottom. There you go. So if you guys did, oops, there's one little problem. Oh no, not a problem. Here you go. The reason, here's how it should be. Yours should be, but the reason why I did not want to do that first, number one is because I really don't know how to set them with levels. Number two is because if you set it this way now, if you drop anything lower than a certain limit, you might not be able to see it. So that's how your second floor should look like. I'm sorry, what do you say?
Could you display the view range settings more than 3 seconds?
The view range settings. Let me offset this one. Did I offset it 4 feet? I still can't see the bottom. I don't want to see the bottom.
It's still changing.
Let me see how. Give me a second. Well, give me a second, Chris. I'll be with you. Give me 1 second, will you? Here you go. I just want to see the settings that we did here. 665. I have 665. Okay, here's what we got. Let's go back to the low voltage. If I was the second floor. If you guys go to the view range, if you put this 665, that should get you out of that second floor. 665. Here you go. If you set your view 665, that will get rid of the bottom. Or there's another, I mean, what you did is also can get rid of it. One more time. So that will get rid of all the bottom stuff. Can I have thumbs up that everybody can see that? No? Let's go one more time. Go to the view range. Is your view range look like mine? The setting? Dustin, were you able to see that when you set them up this way? Well, the first floor is different. First floor is different. The first floor is easy, guys. The first floor, because the problem with the second floor, if you let it look deep, you will see the things in the second floor, in the first floor. If you're doing second floor stuff, you cut it deep, you let it look deep, you will see things in the first floor. That's what we're trying to avoid. Okay. What was the number that worked for you, Nick? 7, what did you say? 7 what?
We changed it.
Okay. I mean, you could find another number that cut it.
Well, it's just if we're trying to follow you and you display it one way and we display another way.
Display this way. Display this way. Okay. 665 is going to rule because I said so. The authority having jurisdiction. Ooh, that's powerful. 665. Guys, Revit has a tendency of driving you nuts. Our job is not to be expert at Revit. Our job is to use Revit to provide a product, tangible product, to submit as a design engineers, as one of our multiple tools in our toolbox. So this tool would work for you. When you go work for Mashad Cooley, they have their own settings. They set all these for you, and all what you have to do is probably most likely drop these fixture based on the stuff that they do. This works for us. So the most important thing, can you guys do me a favor, is when you drop something in the ceiling, remember that 6, you might not, if you drop things, you might not be able to see it because it's too high or too low. So if you can't, what I would do before I start, I will have this section. Can you guys see that this section ready? When I drop something, I look at it, I might have to adjust the height. So with this, if we look at the speakers, if you put anything in the ceiling, offset them 6 feet. If you put the clocks, the offset for the clocks was 4 feet. The offset for the devices, for my device, oops. There you go. For my device, it was 0 offset. It was coming as 0 offset. Any question? Phil? Good. I picked the second floor because the second floor, believe it or not, is the hardest. The first floor is piece of cake. The first floor, guys, is not the hardest. The second floor is the hardest. Okay, let me go build in the second floor. They want you guys to build a cable tray system. Cable tray system. Let's go build the cable tray system. So before I go build the cable tray system, first floor voltage here. I want to go to my families. I like to go cable tray. Okay, I'm going to go do a cable tray system, build a cable tray. Here's the first thing that you need to do when you do a cable tray. Do you guys remember the offset? I don't know where the cable tray is going to come. So I'm going to, if you put offset 6, it was in the ceiling. So I need my cable tray to be like 2 feet below the ceiling, right? 2 feet below the ceiling. Cable tray that picks all the data and drop it. So I don't know how it's going to come. So I'm going to go grab. I'm in second floor low voltage. Second floor low voltage. Everybody's second floor low voltage. I'm going to go drop a cable tray because Chad requires you to do a cable tray in the communication area. If you look at those guys, they overkilled. They put a cable tray around the whole building. There's no need to pick a cable tray a whole building, guys. What we do, if each one of these benches need a cable tray, I have a power pole coming from the top, pick everything here, and you tie them at the end. So that's what we're going to be doing. The reason why we need a cable tray, Ashley, because each one of these benches, it's going to have phone data on it. I need to be able to wire the phone data on the bench and bring all the wires down a power pole like this and take them all the way to a cable tray and pull all these Cat5 and phone lines all the way to the server. Okay, so I'm going to start one for you. I believe it should be. I start with the section. So if you grab this, and it's set off at 6 feet. 6 feet is going to be probably, if I grab it here and I stretch it all the way to here. Well, the problem is I need sections to go to each one of them. So, so if I grab a section here, here's my first section, and then I need, can you guys see how I'm grabbing a section? Okay, let me see if I grab another. I might have to adjust these sections. Here's another section up to here. I might have to adjust my section, as I said. I'm going to have another sections. And then I'm going to put, you're building, basically, you're an electrician, you're building a cable tray here. And I have another section. There's so many ways of doing that. I'm bringing sections here. Here's another section. Before I do that, I'm going to go see how it's look like when I put it, guys, in a cable tray. But before that, I need which one? You can, but the reason you can, absolutely, you can stretch it all the way. The reason why I don't want to do that, because I want to put, you'll see it in a second here. I want to draw, guys, what I'm trying to do. Here's what I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw a section that coming here and going up to here, up, and then up, and here, oops, not here, here, and all the way down to here. I think that's the best way of doing it versus what other people did it. Here's my section I'm trying to do. That's why I want to put them in section here. So as you go, you have a T, and you T out of that baby, or a cross, and you cross out of that baby, and you go to each one of these devices. That's what I'm trying to build. To help us do that, I need a cross, right? So here's a cross. Here's a cable cross. I need a cross here. See, can you guys see that? Here's my cross. I'm going to put the first thing, probably would be the nicest thing if I grab the cross here and cross next to each one of them. You might have to adjust them. And then, oops. Then you need to adjust my tables to the cross. Okay, this one is too big here. I'm going to adjust it slightly. Oops. There you go. There you go. Oops. The best way to do, guys, is start with one corner and continue with it. Then everything will take everything will follow here. Grab that one, Chad. Oops. Oh, we don't want to do that. There you go. Put it here. And then I can grab my sections and attach my sections to this. Did I scale it down? I shouldn't. So anyway, you're going to be building your cable tray. There you go. Stretch it a little bit. You're going to be building your cable tray to match. And so the reason why I put this section here, because I need to go right here and right here. So here's my section. My cable tray section here. I'm going to delete this section. And you continue. Let's take another section here, and you guys will spend a good time adjusting it here. Let me grab another section that's going to go cable to the cable tray right here, from here. And I'm going to go just up slightly here, okay? And I'm going to adjust that baby into matching it. Okay, so here's what, and then you can adjust it. So here's what I'm trying to achieve. Grab the cables from here into here and pull them all the way across. All the way across. Does that make sense? All the way across. Before I continue with this, and you guys got the hint of it, you can spend some time and adjust it. I want to go see the height though. Before I do anything, I want to go look at the height. Where are they located right now? So I want to grab my view here and see if they're located other than what's the height I'm putting him right now at. Okay. So if I see where I brought my my height measurer, can you guys see where they're located right now? It comes at this height. That's perfect. It's going to be running at this, running here and carrying all the equipments. Now you can look at this one here. That's the one, the first one that we probably dropped. They know where this is. This is need to be deleted, Chad. So here's the height that they're coming at. If they're coming at a different height, if you click here, I don't know what the height from the finished floor, grab here, measure your height. So they are sitting right now at 6 feet off the floor. 6 feet of the floor. You want to move them 1 foot up, you grab them and push them 1 foot up. So this right now the system is sitting 6 feet off the floor. Okay, so that's let's go back to where I was. Low voltage, second floor. Low voltage, second floor. Oops, I moved. What happened to that one? That's the one that I deleted. I should have brought. I deleted. I should have brought it here. There you go. Okay, right here. Feel free to adjust these guys. They're adjustable. And basically, you have just built a system. You have just built a system. Any question, guys, about the cable tray? Your cable tray should grab the top of all of these. Just tap here, tap, and carry them all the way to here. And we're going to keynote it. That's going to go down and tie to the system. You are building a cable tray. You're building cable tray. When you place them, guys, make sure they're placed at the right offset. It seems 6 is a good offset for us here, right? It was a 6. Let me see, the devices here are coming as 6. Oops, no Chad. Let me go back here. Yep, it's offsetted as 6. Good to go. Any question? Any question about the cable tray?
I couldn't get it to work the way it is. But
Okay, I'll walk you through it. Phil, did it work with you guys? No. Okay. William, did it work with you guys, Jackson? No, yes? Tao, did you try it? You guys try it? Dustin, did it work? Okay, with the offset, okay. You guys have to monkey around with this. This is the first time we build a system like this. So that's basically, feel free to stretch this one all the way until you reach, this could be stretched all the way. The only way you don't want to, don't want to stretch it is when you drop across so you can move. Well, here's all the hardware that you need to drop your baby here. So I'm gonna go right here and drop this one here. So I'm building my system as I go. Let me see what the height of this baby is. 6 feet is good. So, okay, so you continue and you drop another piece here. Drop it from here to here. There you go. Here's another piece that's going feeding this. Drop it from here to here. Here's another piece that's feeding this baby. And you can adjust them, guys, to match. As long as it reach the table, that's all what you need. Reach the top of the table. Drag another piece here, from here to here. Oops, offset it a little bit. There you go. There you go. You might have to monkey around with it. And let me get around that one here. Okay, so your system should look like, Chris, something similar to this. Much nicer than I did though. And that will be your cable tray system that you're going to build. Any question, guys, about the cable tray system? I'll be with you, Chris, in a second here. Any question? Is this enough information to get you? I picked the second floor because it's the hardest. The first floor is a piece of cake. In the first floor, you shouldn't have any problem in the first floor. When you get into the first floor, can you guys see the first floor? First floor is a piece of cake. It's already set for you. You install the things. Make sure, before you install anything in the first floor, can you check the height, please? So if you click on this one, here's the height of the first floor. If I want to drop something in the ceiling, if it's dropped other than the ceiling, please go adjust it to drop at the ceiling first. Make sure what the offset is for this device and offset the rest of them the same value. Piece of cake. My advice for you guys, before every time you drop a new device, like a phone data, a cable tray, look at the offset, look at it in 3Ds, make sure it's right in 3Ds, and then pick the offset value and use it for the rest of the other devices. Oh no, there's some section here that's going down. Okay, so let me see. Second floor. I don't know what that section is. Offset here. 6 feet. Okay. All right. Any question, guys, about the low voltage? Now, when you put the clocks, guys, when you put the clock system, there are two types of clocks. One clock is going to be in the office, and it's going to be 12 inches. Another clock is going to be in the manufacturing floor, and it's going to be 15 inches. So how are we going to donate this? You're going to tag the clock, and the clocks that's 15 inches, you're going to tag them with 15 inches next to them. The clock that's 18 inches, we're going to tag them with 18 inches. So here's a tag that comes out of this. So make sure you, yeah, one of them is 12, one is 15. Thank you. One is 12 and one is 15. I don't know what the tag is pulling from. So to know where the tag is pulling from, guys, always click on the tag or tag them. And here's the tag. Is this one is pulling from circuit number. If you want to say name right here, click type name. Click on type name. Okay. Load it in the lab. Load it in the project. So now it's going to be pulling override existing. Let me see if I can type next to it 15 and it will show up. I'm going to go, oops. Okay, it shows the type name. Oh, that's not what we want. It shows all the type name that comes with it. That's not a good choice for a tag. Edit family again. Made a mistake. What do? You go back to the family. Type name is not an option. Maybe mark. I think there was a type mark. Type name, type mark. Type mark. And that will be good. Okay, good enough for us, right? You can input the data load in the project. Off it goes. Override existing. All right, so we're going to go to this one. That's what we did in the commercial project, guys. And type mark. Where's my type mark, Nick? Mark or type? Oh, you type mark. So we're going to say this is 50. What was it? 12 inches. This is 12 inches. And off it goes. Oops, I think it's going to pull all of them 12 inches. I hope not.
So then you make a duplicate.
Yeah, we'll duplicate it. Did it pull 12 inches though?
You would have to do it ahead type.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's a couple of tags that we can use with them. Edit type mark offset. It's not one of these tag. Anyway, we can tag them. Okay, type mark. Where's my type mark? Here you go. That's a thought. Type mark. But before we do that, we always learn to do duplicate, right? Because otherwise, I'm going to call this one clock. Clock. If I typed it right. And I'm going to call this, what is it, 12 inches? 12 inches. Apply. Okay. There you go. So this is my 12-inch, my 12-inch clock. My 12-inch clock. Makes sense, guys? Typical for all the tags that we did in the past, 12 inches clock. Any question? There's a lot of systems, guys. There's a lot of monkeying around. It's part of the process. If you think you're going to do it in 5 minutes, you're wrong. All right. Any question? Let me